Republican Party said that the president doesn't love us and doesn't love the country, if the Republican Party really wants to be taken seriously, really wants to avoid its problems of the past, now is the time for its leaders to stop this kind of nonsense. Enough!
First of all, I don't know where to begin with her. I can't take her. The Republican Party said no such thing. A private citizen named Rudy Giuliani said that. Number two, the report is in Politico that, according to Mediaite, that she was ready to accuse the president of being an anti-Semite and an anti-woman, okay, whatever that means, if she had been relieved of her duties as head of the DNC. So take it, and please just take it away from me. I can't stand to listen to her. But Kevin D. Williamson, that's another story. He's roving correspondent for National Review Online, and he's with us now. Kevin, you wrote a great piece about Rudy Giuliani's comments at National Review Online, and you just talk about everything in there, what he said, the scrutiny, the double standard. It's all covered in there.
Yeah, well, first of all, let's take a moment to appreciate getting election advice from Debbie Wasserman Schultz there, who's done such a bang-up job of it for her side last time around. So concern duly noted. Yeah, it's kind of a silly thing that the entire political world has lost its mind over the fact that Rudy Giuliani, who is, as noted, a private citizen, has some opinions about the president, like you're not supposed to. It's as though we're revisiting the Middle Ages, in which criticizing the king is somehow treasonous or some kind of crime. But I think what Rudy said and the questions that he brings up are certainly a fair question. Barack Obama used to think this was a fair question back when he was questioning George W. Bush's patriotism, in fact calling him, in no uncertain terms, unpatriotic. But now, of course, we're not supposed to do that anymore. So, double standard, yeah, at the very least. Raging, lying, intellectually dishonest hypocrisy, probably closer to the truth.
Yeah, and you know what? Not only did Senator Obama say that about President George W. Bush at the time, but President Obama went on to call Republicans enemies when speaking to a Latino group, said they could sit in the second row of the car, the back of the car, whatever. And, you referenced Michelle Obama in there, how she said she was never proud of her country until her husband ran for president. But worse than that, and not too many people know this, the New Yorker magazine, March 2008, a whole cover story on Michelle Obama on the campaign trail and her stump speech. And quoting from that stump speech, the female writer talks about how Michelle Obama said, "We're a downright mean nation. Every time you raise yourself up, we kick you back down." So to me, that's even worse than saying she was never proud of her country until her husband became president. It's all these cast of characters that molded Obama and reflect who Obama is. William Ayers, Rashid Khalidi, Marshall, the whole thing.
Yeah, my take here is that progressives have a very different view of the country than a lot of other people do. They see the country as being dominated by a white supremacy, which they believe to be its animating social dynamic, that the economy is a fraud that's based on exploitation and deceit, that it's essentially a defective country in need of reform at their hands. So if you really believe that about the United States, that it's some sort of evil oligarchy, that it's it's completely dominated by either explicit or implicit white supremacist thinking, well, why would you love a country like that? I mean, if you really thought that that's what the United States was. Now, to love your country is not to love it blindly. And of course, the United States has had, like any country, any number of awful things happen over its history. Slavery, treatment of the Indians, all the rest of it. But there's a question, I think, about whether you think that is what really defines the country, or if you think those are unfortunate, unhappy aspects of a country that is, on the whole, admirable and worthy of being loved. And I don't really think progressives see it that way. Certainly in my conversations with them, they don't. Slate had a piece today saying that Barack Obama needs to finally have the guts to name the enemy. And guess who the enemy is that's going to be named? And hint, it's not the Islamic State, it's not Al-Qaeda, it's Republican, of course. So the idea that this sort of rhetoric is somehow out of bounds, that these sorts of questions are somehow out of bounds, is just nonsensical. We've seen Tea Party people called traitors. We've had Mitt Romney denounced as a traitor from the stage at the Democratic National Convention in 2012. I was there. I saw it. So, yeah, asking whether the guy loves the country is, by that standard, fairly mild stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Hostage takers, traitors, the analogies made, I believe, not the traitor maybe, but, well, he called them enemies, but the traitor reference made by Obama himself during the negotiations with the Republicans. Kevin, always good to talk to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving along. And up next, Conservative Party member of the European Parliament is going to join us. Daniel Hannan will be here. And we're going to discuss ISIS, how to defeat them, how to recognize them. Don't go away.